Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Leading Our Own Way. We're up to part 3 of the series with Sean, an amazing guy. It's sometimes the darkest chapters, though, of our story that become the foundation of our greatest purpose. In our final part with Sean Nancarrow, we explored the brutal reality of bullying, the weight of suicidal thoughts, and the incredible transformation that followed. We know survival is here. We're here on the podcast. That's not what it's all about. It's about how we transform trauma into triumph, It's not easy. And Sean's very open about taking that mask off, opening up to somebody, and begin that journey of vulnerability. Because that's where it starts. Anyway, it's powerful. Please finish it off and subscribe to the show. It really, really helps. Here's Sean for our final part. Mind that day, in that period of time, was in such a dark place. You probably felt the world was going to be a better place without you. That's probably where your mind was at, right?
Yeah. I don't think I've ever felt that day felt it was a weird feeling.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was and it was like I don't even know how to explain the feeling. It was numb to the point that you couldn't feel anything.
It's hard to comprehend that, isn't it?
Mm.
I've been numb before, but I don't know if it's the same numb you're feeling, and we'll never know, right? It's a tough one. So
Yeah.
So you said you spent 2 years, I suppose. You were being after high school. You were lonely for 2 years. You were in your bedroom. You spent a lot of time there. How did you shift out of that then to, I suppose, where you are today with a beautiful family that you have? You can see a picture. I'm just going to show a picture of you with your lovely wife, who I also know as well.
She's the light,
Right,
I guess.
Say again, sorry.
She's the light. She's definitely changed me to being the best person I can be. And she's just the best mum. She does such an amazing job. And
do you mind if I show a picture of you being a dad?
Yeah. Yeah, that was a special day.
Of course it was. Absolutely. Oh, I should show this one as well. This is amazing. This is cute.
That's it.
How old was Val there?
I think he was about 7 months there. Oh, no,
Yeah.
8 months there. Yeah.
Cute. Very nice.
No, it wasn't
Actually,
long.
I've got a third one here. I should show this one as well.
Yeah. I think, just that's life now.
Absolutely. And
That's my
that's what you
life
got to
now.
remember, right?
Yeah, and like the best thing about some of the experiences I have is um I had Val came in to my school and came into my classroom, and every kid in my class, I've got really good relationships with every kid in my class. Um
I can vouch for that, everybody.
yeah, but every kid in my class were just like, it was just like they felt the same love I felt for him because I talk about him so much. So they're
Yeah.
just, all the girls are like, "Oh, it's Val. We love him so much." I was like,
Oh.
"This is the second time I've seen him." But
They know they're a part of their life as well because of you.
yeah, but like they're always like, "How's Val? How's Millie?" Like they're just like, they're actually like, I'm very lucky in the kids that I have in my class and the kids that I've worked with. Um, and like, to be honest, like I'm very lucky to be a teacher anyway in the first place. Like I think, like if I look back at if I look back at experiences that I nearly didn't become a teacher. Um, and that was after I finished uni as well. Not that wasn't during uni or like I nearly didn't become a teacher after uni.
Mm.
Um,
Why?
I failed the land type test. Um, I failed the land type test, and um, I don't know what happened or why it happened, but the anxiety I got from that test was bad. Like
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. Like at one of the tests, I had a panic attack in the middle of the test. Um,
So sad.
and so I'd pretty much given up hope. Um, I'd pretty much given up hope on becoming a teacher. I was looking to other avenues, and I was pretty much, I'd done all my testing for the police force. I was going to like the testing stage, so I was going to the next stage,
Hmm.
and so get a phone call, and they say, "We want you to get your permission to teach, and we want you to teach in a classroom." And like the two people that know it, if they listen to this, they'll know it. The two people that put me where I am today, I'll be in debt for the rest of my life. One has moved on since, and one's still there. Um, but those two people are the reason I'm a teacher today, and the reason I started believing in myself again. Um,
Amazing.
and yeah, and I'll be forever in debt to those two people for what's the word, for what they saw in me, and I
That's a
didn't
nice
see it in
message
them.
to send to them.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
all saw it in you, mate. You know, we it was fairly evident, you know, the way you are with the kids, and it's beautiful to see. You're always calm, and it's not an easy place to work, and you're always calm in those moments, probably calmer than the majority of us. And I'm a pretty calm person, but definitely calmer than me. So you definitely
maybe
got that
someone else do
patience.
come.
So that's
See,
good though, because those kids will remember that, right? They'll never have those thoughts that you have of your teacher.
but
Simple.
I was telling a kid off the other day, and he was telling me I was yelling at him, and I was literally talking like this. I was like, I'm not yelling at you. You're not like I haven't even told you that you're in trouble. I just asked you, can you please do this? And they're just like, stop yelling at me. I was like, I'm not yelling at you. But I was like,
Well,
yeah, no,
before we come to the end, then I feel like we need to fill that gap up. Then from the point that I mentioned earlier. Sorry,
yeah,
I took
sorry.
you off. No, not you. It was you. It was me. Went in a different direction. But from the point from maybe the fast track to where you changed your life, left Townsville, left that bedroom that you'd spent so much time in after university, after high school. Sorry, to where you moved. Because obviously we're not in Townsville. We're in the state of Victoria. And for those who are listening in another country, Townsville is in Queensland. Is that correct? I'm right,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Get
Top
my
of
joke. I have
Queensland.
been through Townsville, but
Nice and right there. Cold
yeah,
down here.
somewhere there. Yeah, yeah. We're a bit colder down. Yeah, absolutely. Um, just yeah, fill in that gap for us before we come
Yeah.
to the end.
So yeah, I was really struggling with things, and um, my aunt Maz, she came up and she visited me. Well, she visited us up, and she brought my two cousins and um, my uncle, my mum's brother, up to um, up to Townsville, and she knew. I think she knew. She's like, this doesn't seem like the Sean that I knew, or it seems like a very different Sean to the one I know.
Mm.
And I haven't actually ever spoke to her about this. I really want to. I haven't seen her in ages. And she said, "I think, I think you need a change. I think you need a change." And they're like, "Yep, all right. I'm gonna go down to Torquay. I'm gonna live in Torquay with my aunt and uncle, Um, and then like, well, you got to have a plan. What are you going to do in Torquay? What are you going to do down in Geelong? Well, I'll go to the Gordon TAFE and I'll do a TAFE course and try and get into a job down somewhere down there. This is like a long time before teaching. This is I think I was 21 when I moved
Hmm.
down. So it was actually more than 2 years. It's probably a few years after I finished school that I was just doing nothing. Um,
Yeah.
didn't really have a plan. 21, moved down. When I moved down, um, she really pushed me, I guess, to be better, or to do something. And it was only supposed to be for a year. I was supposed to move down, go to the Gordon, and then move back home.
Hmm.
That's what they made the plan. That was the plan that they made, Mum and Maz and that. My plan, I'm never going back to Townsville.
How did people react to that one?
They didn't know. I
Yeah.
just thought, you know what, I'm just going to keep staying here. And I lived on the residence, and then I moved out, and then I got a job at a pub, and then met some good people, and then like same thing. Like this is the only really bad thing about this is with my ADHD, well, undiagnosed ADHD, I really struggle to retain friendships and relationships because I sort of move at a fast pace and need to always move on and get new things, and I guess that sort of thing. I'm still friends with a lot of people that I know, and and probably there's a few people that I should reach out to or be better to, um, but like I'm the guy that I can't text people. Like I get anxious when I need to text someone because I'm like, if I say this, then what do I have to do? What should I say? Like, I don't know what to say. Am I going to say the wrong thing? That sort of thing. So
Yeah.
um, I sort of really struggle with sort of the friendship. I've gotten a lot better at it, I think. I've got a really cool group of friends at the moment that I love to pieces. They're like I've got sort of like two groups sort of that I'm friends with. I've got like my work friends and people that I've met from work and really connect with, and then I've got people in my this is my friends from sort of like meeting Millie and her friends, partners, and that sort of thing. And so I've got two amazing groups of friends that are amazing to me, um, love me, support me. Um, it's really good. I think now. I'm at probably a really great point in my life. Um, like 3 years ago, passed the land type, became a teacher, got a job at the school I really wanted to work at. Um, I work with some of the best teachers in the world, I would say, to me, like they're the best teachers in the world that I work with. I work with some of the best ES staff in the world. These people are the best. Like
They are
that's
the
my
quality, yeah.
opinion. Yeah, I'm not
No,
saying
they are.
other ES are bad, but my opinion is people I work with are the best teachers, the best ES, the best well-being staff, the best principals. I work with amazing people, and we have a really good culture at our school, and we really build that culture by looking out for each other and being really supportive. And that starts with the leadership that we have, I guess. And
Yeah. That's
um,
good to hear, mate, because that's
yeah,
where I specialize in, and
yeah,
for me, that's the area that's fallen down for me. So I like to
yeah,
hear these things from people. I'm very passionate about people going to work happy every single day, and
yeah,
you're right, it does come from top down. Um, and it comes from them being purposeful and them being vulnerable and them understanding their own individual purpose and not coming in with an idea and I have to be in charge and this is what my way or the highway sort of scenario. You know, they have to live with purpose before they can lead with purpose. And
mm,
if they're doing everything you're saying, then that's amazing to hear because
yeah,
it's not very often I get to hear that type of thing. You know.
yeah. I remember you telling me your story, and
Hmm.
that was it's actually always sat with me as like, you know what, because of he's gone through that and how he stood up to that and how how you've handled yourself in that situation has always made me feel like that's not going to happen to me. I'm not going to let myself do that because I learned from someone who probably did it for too long and
Yeah.
then stood up for himself and said, you know what, this is not right. I'm done. Um, so I
I'm glad
definitely,
because that's what I want to happen, right?
yeah, that's what,
Yeah.
and like, no, I really appreciate, the lesson that you're putting out there.
Thank you.
And, it's what we need. It really helps people grow. Um, and, like I've listened to a fair few of the podcasts now, and
I
the
love you.
guests
I didn't know that.
the guests on there are just there's some incredible guests on the podcast, and I'm like I had a bit of anxiety. I'm like I'm just Sean from Geelong. Like I'm not really anybody. Some of the people that I've
No.
listened to on your podcast are amazing, and um, but like I hope if someone does listen to this podcast, they get what I get out of some of the podcasts I've listened to of other people in your and they get some advice or some feedback that they can take forward in their life and um, yeah, show
Well,
emotion.
I mean,
So
never doubt yourself, Sean, because if I didn't feel that a guest can offer something to the world, I honestly wouldn't. And I don't mean this in a horrible or mean way, because I do believe everyone's got a story and every story is worth sharing, right? But I wanted, as soon as I heard yours, I knew you had something to offer. I actually said to you, you should be using this and taking it further. And I don't
mm,
mean quitting teaching necessarily, but you should be on stage sharing your journey because there'll be other people that need it and need to
mm,
hear it. And it's what I'm honoured that you're appearing on Leading Our Own Way because I think that's a great place to start. But I don't think this is the end for you. I don't think you should stop sharing your story just because you're on this podcast. I think you should take it further. There's some speaking events that I'll be doing in the future, and I think you should even join me doing that, maybe,
mm.
if that's something you would be interested in, for sure. Um, Before we end it then, before I go to my three final questions, um, is there anything that you think we've missed that you think is super important still to share briefly?
Um,
Or
just
do you think we've
thinking.
covered everything, which is fine too? I always ask that question, by the way.
Yeah, no, we've covered yeah, rough primary school. Um, yeah, I'll just touch on my family a little bit.
Mm, okay.
And I'll just touch on the topic of family. I think like I had a very different perspective of family growing up. Looking at my mum and dad and my brother and sister, and like I'm connected to my family in ways, but like we're not like super close. And I've seen it in friends' families or other people's families where like they like siblings call each other every day or will message each other every day. Like we don't do that in my family, and maybe it's because we don't communicate, or I'm not sure why. But I had a really I think um I want my family to be able to communicate really effectively. Um, and that's like my family now, like Milli and Val, and making sure that we can communicate effectively and we can talk to each other about possible things that need to happen or serious topics that we need to discuss without it being like, let's not talk about it. Let's put it under the rug. We'll talk about it later. Like I really want it to be an open thing, and we are leading it that way. And that's probably one thing. I guess like if people ask, oh, why didn't he talk to his mum and dad about what was going on to him? I didn't know what was going on to myself, and I didn't know how to say that to myself, and so I didn't know how to tell them, and I didn't know how to explain it to them, and that was tough. Like to this
Yeah.
day, they don't know about lots of the stuff that um, I've experienced, and if they do watch this podcast, and I hope they do, um, they do ask me, and we do have that productive conversation about things that we need to have a conversation about. Maybe um, do I hold any hate? No, I don't hate. that brings you back into that spot. If you hate someone, just you don't want to be there. You want to be where you can be positive. You want to be where you can be passionate, powerful. Um, and that's why I stay in that real positive zone. And not wearing a mask. So you can be. I did have that. It wasn't a passionate pout. Like it wasn't really an emotional sort of sense. When I wore the mask, it was like this jovial sort of character that always smiled and loved things, but the smile was pretty hard to put on sometimes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I hope the family do reach out to you and ask that question, because it sounds like deep down that's something I think you probably need and want. And it, yeah, I understand. I can relate to it in a different sense. Um, there's parts of my family that I would love to reach out. They probably don't even know what I'm seeking. But I suppose it's them. It's from our end. It's for them to try and figure that out, isn't it?
Yeah.
And reach out and do it, because in a weird way, you're the child in the scenario, right? So I'm getting a bit of a tickly throat tonight. I think it's been drinking this night tea. Sorry. Yeah, I feel I shouldn't have had the night tea. I feel like, yeah, we're the child in the scenario, and we want our parents to reach out to us over something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if that's the right thing from my end, but yeah, no, Sean. So future plans for you then. What are your future plans going forward? And the reason why I ask that question is because I want the viewers to understand, just because we sat here on the podcast, we haven't made it. It's ongoing. You've made that pretty
Yeah.
crystal clear in our chat today. It's an ongoing thing for you. It is for all of our guests, however they're thriving, however they're leading their own way. What are your future plans going forward?
Yeah. So my future plans are to continue seeking help, um, continue my road to recovery, and getting back more parts of me. Um, Continue building my family and building the love and the passion in my family and um, the belief and the connection, making sure that everyone in my family feel heard and feel valued and feel. And by the way, when I say family, I'm talking about my friends as well, um,
Yeah,
um, because they deserve that, and they don't deserve um, to be, I guess, get the second glance. Sean, they deserve the best of me, and that's what I want to give. And the future of me is giving the best and having um, just more cuddles with Val. um,
beautiful, great,
yeah,
love that. Love it. You've given a lot of advice. You've given a lot of insights to help navigate people's journeys and whatever they might be going through in the lens of your journey. But if there was one piece of advice you could give to somebody that may be able to connect to your journey today, what would that be?
I said take off the mask earlier. Um,
Yeah, I
Take
thought
off
you
the
might have said
mask.
that.
Yeah, but what I would say is find your people.
Mhm.
Um, Find the people that you feel comfortable around. Find the people that will be there in moments that you need them. Find the people that love you. Find the people that can give you advice. Find the people that give you respect, and not respect in the sense of just mutual respect.
Yeah.
I would say it's really important that you find those people and yeah, take off the mask, show your vulnerability, show your um, be like me, be relentless, passionate, and powerful.
Love it. Beautiful. The final question, the most powerful question of them all, your meaning, your purpose. It's pretty crystal clear what your purpose is, but I always ask the guest to put it into a simple line. What's your purpose?
My purpose is to be a better me.
Beautiful. Sean, thank you for joining me on Leading Our Own Way. A great way to end. I stand by what I said at the beginning of the episode. Thank you for being vulnerable today. That's exactly what you've given, and clearly the power in your journey is to open doors for everybody else to seek and do the same thing. So thanks for joining me on the podcast. It's been an absolute honor. I hope we maybe get a coffee sometime. I feel like we've got this special connection. Anyone who comes on the podcast, I feel like we've got a special connection. It's a vulnerable space. And yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you so much, Andy. This is an amazing thing that you are doing, and I love it. So, well done, mate.
Beautiful. I think you must be my number one fan.
Definitely.
No, lovely words, and I appreciate it. It makes me feel warm that I'm doing something half right, so I appreciate it. But to everybody else, thanks for joining Sean and myself on the podcast. Please reach out. I'll put all the information in the show notes. If you ever want to seek, maybe you can connect with Sean. Sean, I'm sure Sean. I've not asked his permission on this, but I'm sure if with Sean you'd be able to reach out to him and maybe touch base, get some advice. Just speak to him personally if you can connect with him. For anyone that needs some advice, but until then, yeah, is that all right, Sean? By the way,
100%.
Beautiful. I knew you'd say yeah. I'll have to get that in writing. I'm only joking. Everybody have a great weekend. Thanks for joining Sean and myself. Until next weekend for another amazing guest. Keep leading your own way, and we'll see you then. Bye for now. Wow, that's the end. Sean's journey from the edge of despair to become the teacher he needed as a student proves that our scars can become our strength. His story, though, reminds us that healing is a daily choice, to show up authentically and connect with others. You know what? Thanks for watching Leading Our Own Way. Sean loved the idea behind the podcast, and it's an honor to have Sean share his journey on our podcast, and he's now part of the community. If you're anything like Sean, take that mask off. Reach out to people. If you can connect with any parts of Sean's journey, which there's so many out there that need to and need to open up, please do. You can reach Sean on the show notes if you wish to, and you can also reach out here to me at Leading Our Own Way. Please subscribe to the channel on all platforms. Remember, your story matters. Your struggles have purpose, and you're never alone. Hit subscribe, share with somebody who might need to hear it, and keep leading your own way. Have a great weekend. Come back for another amazing guest next week. Take care for now. Bye. Thanks for listening and watching Leading Our Own Way. So we can stay together forever and share more incredible journeys, please subscribe to the channel. That way you won't miss next week's episode and what that amazing guest has to offer to the world. Please support Leading Our Own Way, and we'll get you on next week's episode.